the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
Hey, he was coach. He fucking up.
What's going down, gamblers around the world? Look over like, what's going on, gamblers? Hey, rough day right now in college basketball. So you already know what it is. Welcome to the show, man. I am the coach, man, and we are Brothas N Bets. I'm joined by Marley, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Bets, Marley, what's going down?
So, hey, we finna be 2-1 in college basketball. That's cool. Unless Purdue turn pussy, which is looking like.
Purdue about to do good. So what you saying? You saying that Townsend game ain't gonna count at all?
I didn't bet on that game anyway, so I passed. But and I leaned Delaware +4. But I thought it got suspended.
It did, but I think the first half counted. I mean, you got to count the first half. So yeah, I mean that's one push. But anywho, we're joined by Marley Bets and the guy who's killing it right now in NFL action, Mikey Hova, aka the Reaper. Mikey, what's going down with you?
Not much. Chilling.
You ready to get into it? Silent but violent.
Yeah,
hey, Hova.
Trying to get the people what they want.
This nigga coach is tripping.
Say what?
Bro, look at my record.
Who put that? Dog. I don't know who did that, man. But anywho.
Boy, you a bad motherfucker, boy.
Boy, am I not you?
That nigga's like at 99.6%.
Hey, I gotta be. When my bank account reflected that shit.
Hey,
maybe you meant 8-2 and 1.
Nah, that's overall. Your overall season.
I'm not 82. I mean, I would love to be
that, but obviously I deleted something. You might be 71. I think it's 71. Yeah, it is 71. Anywho, man, let's talk about last week though, and here's our playoff recap. Yeah, Marley, you are killing it right now at 9-3-1. I'm sitting at 6-4, and the Hova sitting at 6-4 as well. Playoffs. Man, let's kind of talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about those games. Because we haven't had a chance to talk about it.
Best weekend of football of games in totality that I've seen in my personal lifespan. From top to bottom. Every game.
Definitely entertaining.
Most entertaining week of football I've ever saw personally. And I win. I only lost one game, so that was even better.
Yeah, I only lost one game.
And the game and the team that beat me, I kind of don't. I don't mind seeing them. Like they're the more exciting team in the next round. So I'm cool.
Right. And that's the Bengals. Yeah, because we all, me and you backed up them Titans on the money line. Mike Hova actually took them boys.
I mean, if they just had a competent quarterback,
and they play good. I definitely think it's going to be a great game and very entertaining game with them.
If I was Vrabel, I'd be on the phone with Green Bay right now.
That's what he needs. I'm waiting for the media to really come at, your boy like Tannehill, man. They've been protecting him for some years now. It's like he doesn't get the same scrutiny as all the other quarterbacks, especially, African-American quarterbacks, but that's.
But he hasn't really done like bad. I mean, especially under
this year was bad, man.
I mean, he did bad Sunday.
I mean, yeah, Sunday, but yeah, I mean, he turned the ball over. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is since he got to Tennessee, he kind of resurrected his career, and he haven't been really. I mean, because you think about it, they ended up losing by 3. It's kind of and they were really kind of where they wanted to be. Actually, I mean, they were still able to run the ball. I mean, although they had to, it was 2 running backs they used to run the ball, but ultimately, the turnovers hurt. I believe, and I'm with you. I believe somebody like Aaron Rodgers would definitely make a big difference. But I don't think Tannehill just has been like ass and all that. Like he's had this portion of his career. I know it's not saying much, but in comparison to how he was looking prior to this, I mean, he was looking respectable. I mean, shit, if Kirk Cousins, if Kirk Cousins can do a little something, then shit, Tannehill, they might be in that same little kind of category, right?
Conversation, yeah.
No. Give me Kirk Cousins, and I hate Kirk Cousins.
But what category? So if we talking categories,
he's a notch below.
Like a notch, like how far below?
If Kirk Cousins was in the 2nd tier, Tannehill would be in the 3rd tier. Aaron Rodgers and them 1st tier.
Cousins probably would be at the bottom of the 2nd tier.
Nah, there's no bottom 2nd tier. 2nd tier and then 3rd tier, each 3rd tier.
Well, it can be if you ranking the quarterbacks in the tiers.
Yeah, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, not bottom 2nd. Like, I mean, you either in the 2nd or you in the 3rd. He's in the 3rd, in my opinion. In my opinion, he's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. The days of a Trent Dilfer are long gone. You have to be able to. Your quarterback is going to have to make X amount of throws in order to win you a Super Bowl. The Titans will never get to a Super Bowl. They will never win a Super Bowl with that quarterback. I don't give a damn how good Henry runs the ball, because at some point they're going to count on this guy to make a throw. And his defense had 9 sacks. But they lost because he turned the ball over 3 times. I don't care if 1 or 2 wasn't his fault because it was a tip or whatever. It doesn't matter. It was 3 interceptions, bro. And just name to me, he played better in Tennessee than he did in Miami. But name to me the Tannehill moment that you remember where you were like, Tannehill went out there and he won them that game. It was because of the decision making and arm strength of Tannehill.
The only problem with that is you can only say that really about since we having tier conversations about tiers. You really only say it about the top quarterbacks.
Those are the only ones that are winning Super Bowls.
Those, when you talk about moments,
those are the only ones that are winning Super Bowls. I'm saying if we're talking about a Super Bowl winning quarterback, that's what you want, right? As a franchise, you want a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And no, that's not all, because we can name some Deshaun Watson moments where you can say, I'm just saying, you got different quarterbacks that win games. Like Deshaun Watson has had some moments. We can agree that he's a franchise quarterback. Tannehill is not a franchise quarterback.
Well, I don't think that's up for debate. I don't think nobody's debating that.
So I'm saying it's certain.
How many franchise? How many franchise quarterbacks do we have in the league right now?
I'm not sure.
I'm take away the ones that we don't even know about, because it might be some in the future that we can say that, but it's only a handful of them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's there's always only been a handful.
So my point is that you're not gonna always have that top tier or elite, or as you say, that so-called Super Bowl winning quarterback. So I thought his overall body of work with Tennessee, I thought it's been pretty good. You know, not saying that he's been amazing, but
not saying it ain't been good.
But
I'm just saying if your goal is to win the Super Bowl, you're not gonna do it with Tannehill. That's all I'm saying.
You might, and it's a whole bunch of quarterbacks you might not do it with. But I'm sure Tennessee knows that. So that's why they try to surround him with the defense and the running game. But like you say, if you put somebody else in that situation, surrounded by a defense and a running game, like Aaron Rodgers, then it's a different story.
Yeah, I think you put a plethora of quarterbacks in that situation, you might have a different story.
I mean, AJ Brown And Julio
He's
Jones. Now,
talented
Julio
over
was really
Henry. Man, he got the defense.
Julio.
I think
Julio was non-existent.
I think Derek Carr gets you farther. I think Derek Carr at least gets you to an AFC championship. I don't know if he wins you a Super Bowl, but he might can get you there. I think he gets you to an AFC championship. I think he gets you there. Maybe not, but I'll take him over Tannehill, in my opinion.
Nah, I would. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, again, you had AJ
I
Brown
can't
and
man, if
Julio.
I'm verbal, I'm
You
on the
couldn't
phone
do
with the
nothing.
Packers. Please, what's up?
Well,
What's up,
saying,
bro?
I think Denver gonna be the lick. You know, I think that they're gonna go ahead and claim him.
But if you're Aaron and you get to choose, do you choose Denver over Tennessee? I'm going to Tennessee.
Something about the offensive coordinator maybe getting hired as the head coach.
Tennessee, why go compete with Patrick Mahomes twice and Justin Herbert twice for the division when you can go play against the Jaguars, the Titans, the Colts, who are shuffling at quarterback and have an easy division,
and then battle and be
battle
nice and
Mahomes,
rested.
or
at the end of the day, you still gonna have to battle regardless.
Yeah, but why battle in the division when I can just battle in the playoffs? That's crazy. Look at Tom Brady. He had an easy division for all those years, and everybody had to go to New England. He only had to play Peyton in the playoffs.
Yeah, okay, but it's not. But okay, it ended up being that way. But it's not like the nigga got drafted and went into the situation like I'm finna go to an easy division. It ended up being that way.
Right, but I'm saying if you're Aaron Rodgers,
we can say that. But
I'm saying if you're Aaron Rodgers and you get to choose, why choose the tougher division when you can choose the easier division?
Some niggas just competitive.
I feel you. Hey, but when
but maybe the comfortability.
I think about it too. That man ain't got that much time left. We talking 2-3 years.
Yeah, but it's some nice little young guns over there.
Right. So why go play two of them niggas? Why go play two of them niggas twice a year? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the receiving core. So I mean, the bottom line is they got enough cap for it. They also talking about like how they may have enough cap to get Devontae Adams over there with them, possibly with some kind of trade value. But it all depends on if Elway's hires.
You talking about in Denver?
Right.
Man, I would go to Tennessee if I had my choice.
But see, now we talking some kind of trade because you can't keep.
Well, he has to be traded anyway. He has 1 year left on his contract.
Right.
So it has to be traded regardless of who.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and get into these games. And we're talking about the conference championship games. We talking about the conference champion. Well, there go my plays.
How are you?
Man, we're talking about the Bengals and the Chiefs going head-to-head in Arrowhead Stadium, 3 o'clock Eastern time, 2 o'clock, or if you're in the greatest nation. For the AFC Championship, the Bengals are 12-7 and 12-7 against the spread and straight up, while the Kansas City Chiefs are 14-5 on the year, 10-9 against the spread. And a lot of those nines in that against the spread cost me money because a lot of those came when they started off the year terribly. But ever since then, they've been playing good, especially on the defensive side of the ball, but they kind of look shaky in these playoffs. So this line still open up in favor of the Chiefs by 7. It's still locked in at 7, and the total opened up at 53.5. Right now, it's at 54.5. Check out these injury reports real quick. So Daniels, defensive tackle, is dealing with a groin injury for the Bengals. Anything significant? Tupo, defensive tackle, he is questionable for this game. Wide receiver Morgan is questionable as well. And Sample at the defensive end position is questionable with a groin injury. The Kansas City Chiefs, Tyrann Mathieu, he is questionable for this week with a concussion injury. Running back Williams is questionable as well with a toe. Saunders, the defensive tackle, is probable for this game. Fenton, the cornerback, is questionable with dealing with a back injury. So as we all know, the Bengals beat the number 1 seed Tennessee Titans 19-16 last week, and before then they beat the Raiders in the wild card 26-19. While the Kansas City Chiefs, they beat Pittsburgh 42-21, and then backdoored and beat the Buffalo Bills in an amazing, entertaining game 42-36. Why don't you squib kick the ball if you're the Bills with 13 seconds left?
I knew they were going to squib kick and take some time off.
Jeez Louise. Cincinnati Bengals 6-0 against the spread in the last 6 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 7 times. They're 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games. 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games against Kansas City. 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games on the road. And the unders also hit 6 out of the last 7 games whenever the Bengals do travel on the road to Kansas City. 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games, and 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against an AFC conference opponent. And they're also 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games against an AFC West division opponent as well. Kansas City Chiefs 8-2 against the spread in the last 10 games. The overs hit 7 out of the last 7 games, 11-1 straight up in the last 12 games. The unders also hit 9 out of the last 12 against Cincinnati. They're 6-0 against the spread in the last 6 games at the crib. The overs hit 5 out of the last 5 games for KC. 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games against an AFC conference opponent. 10-2 straight up in the last 12 games against an opponent from the North Division, and 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 games played on a Sunday. So, with that being said, AFC Championship, Marley. No. Let me go to Hova, because the Bengals is the only team that this boy Hova has been talking about on the low-key radar besides the Texans. So I'm going to let you take this. Marley, what's the play? Hova, what's the play?
So before I get out my play, you brought up a good point when you asked why they didn't squib kick it. So I was listening to the radio. Special teams coach, the Giants, Thomas McGahee, brought up some valid points, and what he was saying was like, even if you, number one, they to start off with, they only had 13 seconds, right, to draw the field.
Yeah, 13
all right.
seconds. Right.
Okay. Which you would think one of the top defenses would be able to hold for 13 seconds. But anyway, so he basically what he was saying, if you squib kick it, you might run some time off, but also at the same time, it is a threat of a big return, especially if the squib kick doesn't go accordingly and the coverage is not there. Also, depending on who you have returning the ball. So he talked about that for like about 30 minutes. So I kind of found that very, very interesting. So
how many returns, or even close to the 50, have you seen in the history of NFL and college football off of a squib kick?
You probably don't see as much as you see on a conventional kickoff. So, I mean, right there, I understand that. But again, that doesn't mean that it's not possible. So, and then they kicked it. Where did they get the ball at?
But what I'm saying is that percentage is very, very slim.
I think I squib
my question is, what
time off that clock?
Where do they get the ball at?
If they squib
because
it?
No, just the conventional kickoff. Where do they end up getting the ball at?
25.
Okay. So they got it at the 25 with 13 seconds. What are the percentages from driving from the 25 to get in the field goal range with 13 seconds against, I think, the number 1 ranked pass defense?
I have no idea. I'm sure it's.
But we talking about the Mahomes, the Chiefs with 2 timeouts.
We still
I thought it was over. I'm not gonna
look.
And then on top of that, the coverages they ran against that.
That's probably more of a problem than the
okay, but also you got to look at who's back there returning.
Did you have the Bills? Did you have the Bills, coach?
You could have Hardman. You can have Hardman.
Loss was the Titans.
You can have Tyreek Hill back there. So you squib it and one of them get the peel. they can break too. So it's kind of a tough situation.
I'm splitting that.
I rather have used time for my
If
poison
they break
than
for a
yardage.
touchdown,
Yeah, we
then
But
lose.
that's what I'm saying.
what are we
bro.
talking about right now?
But what I'm saying is,
I'll take my chances.
what are the
Yeah.
chances of that happening, bro?
And
We've never seen it.
and I'm saying
Never.
and I'm saying, what are the chances if you got the number one pass defense and you let a team drive from their own 25?
I don't know. He been scoring on their ass all night. So
From a 25 with 13 seconds left, when you don't actually have to press up.
they haven't stopped them niggas all night.
13 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the game was over. I'll say that again. I thought the game was over.
So, but anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I've been talking about the Bengals the last several years. I definitely like the coach. I like what they've been doing, management as far as drafting and bringing in guys. I thought they played really, really well on the road. It seems like the moment wasn't too big for him. So now it's a whole different ball game because now you're playing against a team who's won a Super Bowl, who's at home and probably no, I'm not going to even say probably. The Arrowhead Stadium is the toughest place to play in the NFL. And this has been going back in the gap when they had like Steve DeBerg at quarterback and shit like that. So I think it's gonna be a little bit too much for the baby Bengals. I'm one of the things I'm concerned about is that I want to see them be able to run the ball. On the road in a big game like this, it's going to be hard to throw for 350 and 400 yards and really not turn the ball over. Also, are you going to be prepared to go into a dogfight as far as back and forth, a high-scoring game? I don't think the Bengals are going to really be able to stop the Chiefs. If the Bills couldn't do it, I don't think the Bengals are going to be able to do it. But I will say this. I think 7 is too much. 7 is too much. So I'm going to take the Bengals plus the points. Hopefully, worst case scenario, get a push or anything. Back door, maybe get a push or whatever. But it's going to be a great matchup. What I saw with the Chiefs and what they did to the Bills defense, they always do this. They come around at the right time, and that's what they do, especially their defense. I always write their defense off, then they start coming around at the right time. I think that trend continues. I think the Bengals are too young. I like them. I think they fall short. I'm going to take the Bengals to cover plus 7, but ultimately I think the Chiefs get the job done.
Marley bets. What's the play?
Wow. I'm not gonna.
He swerved us.
Long-winded, huh?
Yeah, I said Mike Hova swerved us.
I'm not gonna be super long-winded. You know what I'm saying? We saw the games last weekend. We saw what the Chiefs are capable of. And we saw what that defense is fucking trash. The defense is fucking trash. I don't want to hear no shit about they coming along at the right time. Them niggas ain't stopped the Bills not one time, man. They won because they got the ball first in the overtime. Them niggas was giving up touchdown after touchdown. Like, fuck that shit trash. I'm on the over 54.5. And I think it's another shootout. I think we get similar to what we just saw last week. Maybe not quite overtime thriller. I think the Bills, on paper and throughout the season, the Bills defense was a little bit better than the Bengals. And the Bengals did beat them the last play, although that was at home. with playoff seeding on the line. So it was a lot of different situations. It's different to go on the road and play against that offense versus going on the road and playing against the Titans offense, where it really wasn't a threat. You know, they was in the game the whole time. It was nothing the Titans offensively was doing that was really threatening them from Tannehill perspective. You know, they got to go out and score 30 this week. So with all that being said, like I said, I don't want to be too long-winded. Put me on the over officially, and I'm also on the Bengals plus the 7. I just think it's too many points to spot with that sorry-ass defense. So I think we'll get another tight game, maybe a field goal win. Maybe, you know, the Chiefs get a last-second stop or a last-minute stop. Maybe that defense comes through. Maybe Matthew gets you know, he still turns the ball over. He still is good at forcing turnovers. So maybe you get something like that. But I think you get another 30, you know, 34, 37, 28, 34 type ball game. I think we get over that total. I got the Bengals plus the 7 over 54.5. You muted, sir.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys, man. I'm back in the Bengals plus the 7. This Chiefs defense, they couldn't stop a nosebleed last week, but there's a nice statistic that they have been playing great and have been one of the top defenses up until not the loss that they lost to the Bengals with, but it was right before that, the L before that. I'm gonna be rooting for these Bengals to beat these boys. Like that'll be crazy. See Joe Burrow in the championship with Jamar Chase when everybody was just like talking down on him early because he was talking about some drops, you know, during practice, you know, 2-a-days. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do definitely like the Bengals plus the points. Too many points right here. My only concern is like Bengals got to come with it, man. They got to stop allowing these sacks, 9 sacks. Like,
Well, Tennessee defense, that's one of the better defensive lines in the league.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're lucky the Chiefs' defensive line isn't anywhere compared to the Titans, but you know, they gotta do something. They can't allow that to go on if they're trying to win. But we just need them to cover with the touchdown. So go ahead and book it.
Tyreek Hill is a monster.
Yeah. Seen him live. I seen him live when Florida State played Oklahoma State, and I seen his speed at an early age live, and I was like, yo, he pretty much ran like a 200-meter on a kickoff return or a punt return. I was like, and this is Florida State fresh off the natty. You know what I'm saying? Victory again. And I'm talking about Jameis Winston and all that. So, anywho, those are our plays. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. This is Marley Bets and Mikey Hova. So far in the playoffs, Marley is 9-3-1, 6-4. The coaches and myself, the coach, and Mikey Hova are both 6-4 for the playoffs. But overall, you know, Hova is killing it. Marley's doing a good job. He got over 82 over the season. I came around late. For the NFL, you know what I'm saying, 27-22, and Hova sitting at 46-29. So we appreciate everybody tuning in on this late night action. Let's kind of get ready to go right into our next matchup. Primetime football on the East Coast, and then but the game will end during primetime. We're talking about the California Showdown game. Round number 3, 49ers taking on the Rams, and the 49ers, they got the blueprint on the Rams on how to beat them this year.
6 straight, I think, something like that.
They are what you say. We on your ass. San Francisco 49ers 12-7 on the year, 11-8 against the spread. While the Los Angeles Rams are 14-5 on the year, 10-9 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of the Rams minus 3.5, and that line has stayed. The total opened up at 46.5, and it's at 45.5. There is some 46s out there also. Injury report right now for the San Francisco 49ers, Trent Williams, he is questionable with the ankle injury, but he's going to play. Sanu at the wide receiver position, he is questionable as well. Wilson Jr., running back, he's questionable. Debo Samuels is probable, but we all know that young man's going to play. Thomas at the cornerback position is questionable. And Mitchell, the running back who's the rookie who's been doing his thing late in the season, he's questionable as well with a knee injury. As far as these Rams go, Whitworth, the tackle, he's questionable for this game's No Boom, the tackle dealing with a pectoral injury, he's questionable. Rapp, the safety, is questionable as well with concussion. Gaines, defensive tackle, dealing with a toe injury, but he's questionable. Jefferson Junior, wide receiver, is probable as well. Last time we seen San Francisco, they beat Green Bay 13-10 in the comeback, and just the Packers debacle, especially on special teams. But they beat the Cowboys 23-17 and sent them home crying in the wild card game. As far as the Rams, they beat the Arizona Cardinals in the wild card 34-11, and they beat Tampa Bay as an underdog 30-27. Well, I need something to drink real quick, man. San Francisco 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games. The unders hit 6 out of the last 7. They are 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games, 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games against the Rams, 6-0 straight up in the last 6 games against the Rams, 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games on the road, 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing on the road against the Rams. They're also 9-2 straight up in the last 11 games. And 6-1 straight up in the last 7 games against an NFC conference opponent. The Rams are 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 games, 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games. 4 out of the last 6 games have gone under against the 49ers. 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing against the 49ers at the crib. But 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games against an NFC conference opponent. So, Rams, 49ers, round 3. Marley, what's the play?
I got 2 plays for this game. I've been saying it since week 1. My NFC Super Bowl representative is the Los Angeles Rams. I'm staying with my pick. I'm not going to falter from it. So I don't need to give a bunch of numbers and a bunch of stats. You know what I'm saying? I know the 49ers have beaten the Rams like 6 straight times. They got their number. However, the buck stops here. This is why Wonder Boy Sean McVay, when he got Stafford, we saw what happened last week. They pulled the miracle out. I know 49ers are peaking at the right time, you know, teams that are hot versus teams that are not. But the Rams are hot as well. Their D-line, one of the best D-lines along with the Titans in the NFL. They're going to be all over Garoppolo's ass. I got the Rams first half. Money line. Not fucking around. Rams, full game. Money line. Not fucking around. Punch the ticket to the Super Bowl. I got the Rams. I got the Chiefs. I don't know who I got winning, but that's my Super Bowl.
All right. Reaper, what's the play?
Yeah, I'm on the Rams for the simple fact that when you look at how the 40, and I've been on record already saying that the 49ers was one of those teams that nobody really wanted to play in the playoffs, and obviously prior to the game coming up, they've demonstrated that. The problem that I have with the 49ers is you're not going to beat the Rams with 2 field goals and a block punt. Now, don't get me wrong. You need all 3 phases of the game, especially in the playoffs. But they didn't have all 3 phases of the game really going, right? They only had, 2. So, I just think the Rams have too much firepower. The 49ers can only do so much on offense. We talked about tier quarterbacks earlier. Jimmy G is in one of the lower tiers, right?
Right.
Is he 2 or is he 3?
I don't know. Jimmy's tough with 2 and 3 because he does win.
Yeah, he has a great win percentage.
Numbers doesn't wow you, but he does win. Like Tannehill, I can't say Tannehill wins. I mean, I guess his.
I mean, they were the number one seed.
That's why I say his record with the Titans are good, but I mean,
I would have to say
Jimmy
he's
got you to a Super Bowl. But he didn't
with a
win.
hell up by defense. I would have to put Jimmy in 2 because simple fact that if he was 3 or 4, they wouldn't have drafted a rookie quarterback that high in the last draft. So
If he was 1 or 2, he's definitely not 1. He might be.
He's not 1.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, he might be. He's a 3rd. Yeah, I think I got to give him a 2 just because Jimmy wins. He's not. He doesn't cost you a lot of games. He won't go win them though. Tannehill, I think he costs more games than Jimmy.
Well, I don't think he's going to be able to win against the Rams. Because ultimately, it's going to come down to playmakers. The Rams have more playmakers.
Right.
They have a stout defense, and all they have to do is really worry about stopping the run, which I think that's something that they'll be able to do. They stop the run. You put Ramsey on whoever, that's gonna be pretty much over with. And and actually, to be honest with you, I think that line is rather generous. So like I said at the start of the playoffs, I'm definitely taking the Rams to go all the way as far as making it to the Super Bowl. I don't know. So obviously, I'm thinking it's going to be them and the Chiefs. That's going to be hard to call. I would prefer the Rams over the Chiefs just because of the solid matchups. I feel like they can get pressure. And they got
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald. So, but anyway, back to this matchup. So yeah, I gotta take the Rams. Points -3.5. You can only go so. Marley mentioned that earlier. He said the days of Trent Dilfer are over. Okay, Jimmy G falls in that category. He might be a tad bit better than Trent Dilfer. He might be a tad bit better, but he falls in that category. This is my personal opinion. A lot of people will disagree. I've been, and you can ask the coach, I've been saying this since Georgia. Matthew Stafford has been one of my favorite quarterbacks since college and in the NFL. I feel like he was an elite quarterback. He's very underrated, and he's with a garbage organization. Now we see what happens when you have more talent around you and you have better coaching and you're with a better organization. And so I'm going to take that quarterback matchup ultimately. And I've always looked at Matthew Stafford as a top tier quarterback. So with that being said, my play is the Rams -3.5.
All right, and just for the record, we all took the Rams last week as well on the underdog money against Big Bad Tom Brady. I'm riding my Rams first half gravy train. I've been riding that first half for like a solid 3-4 weeks. I'm gonna continue riding with it. I'm going Rams first half full money. It's good. This is bro. LA needed a team like the Rams. Okay, this is what LA needed. Remember how they were questioning,
Yep.
is that market ready for a football team, and now they got 2, but the Rams are the LA team. And I hope, I kind of do hope one day the Chargers go back home to San Diego. Let the people miss them for a little bit. Let the economy really in that city kind of show like without having a team it affected, and then bring them back home, give them a new stadium, and continue the in-state rivalry. But the stadium's gonna be lit. There's gonna be a lot of stars. Could you imagine Rams when they win this game? The amount of star power is going to be.
Yeah, so far.
So I'm taking these Rams first half. I think it's
So,
going to be an
The
electric
rig
game.
is in for the Rams if it's for anybody.
Yeah, true. If anybody, it's Chiefs and Rams. It's Chiefs and Rams. That's going
Stafford
to
and
be a
Mahomes.
huge.
That's
That's going to
marketable.
be a huge money maker.
Stafford and Mahomes. That's marketable. You got the two
Hill
quarterbacks.
and
You got
Odell, and then they'll go Cooper Cup and Kelsey.
Oh, man, you got Ramsey, the
yes.
cornerback that talks shit. You want the Rams. LA, you want the Rams.
Ooh. I wonder I need to look at statistics whenever
Ram and Debo.
Jalen Ramsey has played against. If Ramsey has ever played against Hill, I would like to see that.
Oh yeah.
I don't need to see that.
You know what's going to happen.
Look, Hill can be neutralized. I've seen it.
Oh yeah, we've seen it.
Not 1-on-1.
By Jalen Ramsey, yes.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying I don't know.
I'm saying
Jalen Ramsey,
I'm
if
saying
he get his hands on him, yeah. But if he get a clean release, Jalen Ramsey's not staying with that way. He's not passing him.
Yeah,
but if he jam him at the line, that's something different.
Yeah, but I highly doubt that the game plan going in is for Ramsey to just jam him at the line. He gonna switch it up. He might play some salt. He might play off a little bit. He might come up like he gonna jam him. He might and then run some bail technique. He might do some little things like that. But Tyreek Hill can be neutralized. Right. That's for sure.
Anybody. I mean, yeah.
I think honestly, I think it starts more so with neutralizing Kelsey. You take him out the game.
Oh yeah.
You take him out first, then you have a way better chance to lock in on Hill. I think Kelsey's is much more of a threat, bro.
I'm taking Hill out first because I think Kelsey gonna eat regardless.
Man, the games I just seen them get stumped.
I'm taking
Kelsey out first because he works the middle of the field.
Because here's the thing.
You can play that sideline.
Yeah, you can play Hill to the sideline. You can play a safety over the top. Kelsey is working the middle of the field. He's killing he's eating your defense alive, and that's the fucking quarterback best friend, fucking tight end.
Straight up.
I'm taking, like I said, I'm taking Hill out first because if Hill gets going and he starts getting big plays over the top and all this yak and all that shit, then that's gonna open it up for everybody. You're gonna start seeing niggas like Hardman running fucking mesh routes across the middle of the field, catching the ball. Fucking, what's the other nigga name? Pringle.
That's
like
all that happen if you let Kelsey eat across the middle of your defense.
Kelsey gonna
Marley,
eat.
you forgot to share the video in that chat, my boy. Yeah, when you did it today, we got 14.
I really thought we were just gonna have.
We got up there
15 minute show. Mikey is super.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, it's all good. What time is it? Oh, it's 10. All right, man. Well, hey, those are let's just do kind of a quick little recap. I'm sitting at +7 with the Bengals for this game. I like the Rams first. And I like the Rams first half money line. Hova likes the Bengals with the points, and he likes the Rams with the money line. With the spread. As for my boy Marley Bets, he likes the Bengals +7 and the over for that game, 54.5, and the Rams first half money line and full game money line. So, hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Anything you guys want to discuss before we get out of here in the open mic section?
Nah, man.
I'm not messing with no more small schools in college basketball.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
Big East is as big as small as it's gonna get.
Okay. I hear you. I don't believe it. I hear you.
Say that now.
Yeah.
And I'm done. And I'm done. And I'm done betting quarter bets on women's basketball.
Oh, I definitely don't believe that. That is a lie. That boy hit me one day. That boy P hit me one day. That boy hit me one day and said, "This is my last time." I forgot what he said. Like, "This is my last time doing something." I said, "Fucking lying." Like, you lying. I'm like, he ain't got a lot of me. Something like that. He was like, "You right. I'm lying to myself."
It's always a nigga's last time.
I'm lying to myself.
Take me out the chat.
That's pretty much it. We had that good ass UFC match.
So
that was pretty good.
That shit was
so crazy. Hold on. Was he here for that conversation? So was that? Were you?
Mikey was there.
Were we on the phone?
Yeah.
We were on the phone.
We probably was on the phone.
And you was trying to tell me how trash that fight was not. And he was.
Man, that was a
you thought it was trash. I actually liked it.
That whole so not
got an AC. He got AC. He got to get surgery now too.
He didn't even kick his legs. Didn't even kick his legs. You try to tell me that shit was entertaining.
Hey man, it happens.
Hey, to me it was entertaining. I was
entertaining. I was in that house. You tell him, Mikey, every takedown counts.
It does
every kick, all that stuff. It points, man. It's all about points.
Oh, he got the points and he won. And it was just not.
And I mean, and strategically, like that was kind of smart. It was smart by his camp. That's the last thing that I thought that he was gonna do going into that fight.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. He didn't try to hurt that man. He didn't throw no punches while he was on the ground. I'm cool with the strategy.
Your boy Moneyline said this shit too.
He didn't even try to hurt that.
Moneyline said this.
Nobody tried to hurt each other. That's all I'm saying.
Shit, I don't know. It looked like
go watch that hoe. Go watch that hoe. Just when he was on the ground, watch how many punches.
I saw it.
At one point, I thought Nagano's shit was about to get broken, and I was like, "Ooh!"
Yeah, that one moment. One moment at the end, he tried to put him in a little foot choke, little foot lock, ankle lock.
He said foot choke.
But other than that, he had that ball on the ground for 5 minutes. He threw like 4 punches.
Well, again, it was entertaining to me. So
hey. I'm not knocking that. I can't tell you how to feel, so I'm not knocking that.
Because it was what really got live was he was down 2-0. He was down 2. He laughing like live.
He's exactly what I'm laughing.
No, but it got live because he was down 2-0, and he knew he couldn't go toe to toe.
The only live,
so he had to. It got entertaining, bro. When you saw like, okay, this is how he's going to try to get these points to win this fight.
Bro, I give you like that one body slam, dog. Baby,
Marley, you know, it just reminds me of Marley. You remind me of, dog. Is what niggas used to say when Mayweather was boxing.
He had entertaining fights.
We used to say, bruh, it's boxing. If you want to see a brawl, go to your local bar.
It ain't about a brawl. I don't have a problem with the way he won. I don't have a problem with niggas submitting and taking niggas
But
down.
You wanted a brawl though.
No, I wanted somebody to want to hurt somebody else that was missing from this fight. They fought like they was partners. And they ain't had no beef. Like they fought like they was partners.
They fought like they were professionals, bro.
They fought very strategically.
But nobody threw nothing that with intent to hurt.
I think Ghana was trying to, but he just couldn't because the nigga too quick for that size, bro.
I saw some. He didn't
even kick this nigga. First of all, this nigga come out with knee braces on. He never wears knee braces. And as a nigga that
shit was told, he broke.
Right. I'm saying as a nigga that can kick, you see a nigga come out with knee braces on that never wear knee braces, and you don't even kick this nigga knees.
You think it
was
fixed?
That's your partner. because that's your partner. You know he hurt, and you want to take it easy. Like, I don't really want to hurt this nigga.
So the fix was in.
I mean, I'm just saying, I ain't even saying it was a fix. I'm saying he know his knees was fucked up. He know that nigga. So he was like, if I'm going to win, I ain't going to do it this way because I know this nigga. I'm not really trying to hurt his knees. You know what I'm saying? If it was me, I'm kicking this nigga knee. I'm kicking the shit out of his knee. Kicking the fuck out your knee. You shouldn't have got your ass in this ring with these fucking knee pads on. Because now you let me know. Because that's how he let him know. He let him know that his knees is fucked up. Because if he didn't want him to know, he wouldn't have got there. He wouldn't have came out there with those pads on. So he wanted him to know that his knees is fucked up, and then he didn't take advantage of it. But it was cool. It was cool though. You know, it was a good strategic win for Francis.
Trying to check out our update right now with Purdue. I'm pretty sure Purdue took care of business.
I let the niggas come back a little bit before we started.
Well, hey, we appreciate everybody's time. Let's go ahead and get on out of here. I am the coach. That's Marley Betts and Mikey Hova, the Reaper, who's leading
Purdue won by 10.
Who's leading us right now in the NFL predictions and plays. Marley, want to end us on a good note?
Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is, man. This is the NFL show and Brothas N Bets. I am Marley Betts. That is the coach. That is the Reaper, Mikey Hova. And as always, y'all know what it is every day as well as today. Let's beat Vegas. And we out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays.